What's up with you? For today's video, a full Ogerpon mask team. I'll be using 4 Ogerpon with all different masks. Now, this is a Pokemon that was introduced in the DLC for Teal mask. So we've got the Teal mask, we got the Hearthflame mask, the Cornerstone mask, and the Wellspring mask. All these masks actually give different effects when the Ogerpon wears it, and they actually get some different abilities too. So I'll be showing all these Pokemon off in action, and let's get into it. I've got 6 battles today, so I hope you enjoy. If you want to support the channel, people, we would love the theme teams in the videos. Make sure you hit that like button, and tell me what you think about Ogerpon. Do you like this Pokemon? Do you like the idea of the mask? Speaking of which, I got my trainer mask on too. So the first one is going to be the Hearthflame mask. This is probably definitely the best Ogerpon out of all of them, because basically when you've got the Hearthflame mask, you start off as a grass and fire type when you're holding it. Now it gets the ability Mold Breaker, and I've got Sword Dance, Ivy Cudgel, however you say it, Horn Leech, and Super Power. So the Ivy move is its signature move it gets, and that actually depends on what type of mask or the user is actually in, which is pretty cool. So I'm going to be going for a Terra here. So this automatically goes into Terra Fire. Also, the animation takes a little bit longer too. So there is the Fire mask there, which looks pretty cool. So now I'm a pure fire type, and embody aspect is the ability they all get too. So you start off getting an ability, and then when you Terra, you get the embody aspect. So when you're the fire mask or the Hearthflame mask, you get a +1 in attack, which is absolutely crazy considering it already gets Sword Dance. So you go Sword Dance and then do that again. So we got another Ogerpon coming out here, the Teal mask one. I'm going to go for the Ivy move again. You're going to roast me for that, but that is going to be 3 Pokemon down already. Annihilate got annihilated. Next Pokemon is going to be Lilligant. This is bad. Very, very bad. Rest in peace for Lilligant in the comment section, and that is the end of Lilligant. Suddenly, 4 Pokemon have already been melted in a second. This is Max Speed, Max Attack, and Jolly Nature. Next Pokemon is Zachary Zacian. Going to get that Interpret Sword. This is actually a very, very fast Pokemon too. It's got 110 base speed, and we're going to hit that really hard, take out the Zacian with a crit. Now also, the Ivy move has a chance of a critical hit too on top of that. Last Pokemon is going to be Koraidon. The sun's out, my guns are out, and I'm going to go for the Ivy move again here. Now, I do have a lot in attack already, like, what, +3 in the sun, and that is just a straight up destruction sweep there to start off this video. I just wanted to show you how powerful this thing is. I wasn't even really trying to get that, and it happened. So thank you to my opponent, whoever you are. I'm not really sure the trainer name there. Thank you for at least not quitting the battle. Let's get on to battle number 2. This is a battle against McLovin. These are all random battles on the Poke Portal too. So I've got the Teal mask as the lead. We got a Iron Treads. We got a Great Tusk, and we got my Ivy move, which is Grass. We got Focus Energy. We got Super Power, and I've also got Stomping Tantrum. So Max Attack and Max Speed, Jolly Nature. Scope Lens is going to be my item here. So this one is kind of interesting because it gets the ability Defiant. So they all get like a base ability, and then they get the embody aspect when they Terra. So I hit this Great Tusk with everything I got, the kitchen sink and all that stuff. It's going to hit me with a Giga Drain, a Giga Impact, and I managed to leave that. So Giga Impact Great Tusk only on PIMPNITE channel. So I was like, okay, that's interesting, very, very interesting. What's going to happen next? Out comes Volcano, and it is a naughty, shiny Volcano. Very, very naughty. Oh, in this battle, I forgot to take off my monkey helmet. So all the other ones I put on the Teal mask. So I'm going to go for the Terra Grass this time. And of course, when you Terra it, it's normally a grass type, and when you Terra it, it's already grass too. So it's got the embody aspect, giving it a +1 in speed. So the fire one gives attack. This one gives speed, so you might be able to see like a little pattern going on here. So Volcanion just lives there due to its nice base bulk in defense. I get the crit too, but unfortunately it isn't quite enough, and that is the end of the little Teal mask there. So next Pokemon I'm going to bring is going to be the Cornerstone set. This is, let me bring this up. We've got Max Health and Max Defense, Impish Nature. I've got the Ivy moves, Leech Seed, my favorite healing move, and we've also got Spiky Shield. Now, that's going to be the end of Volcanion. Out comes the Shiny Hooper. The hack shinies keep on coming, people. So we're going to be going for our signature move. Also, the Ivy move, as you can see, is now a rock-type move because this is rock and grass type. So I actually think this is it's quite unique. Now, the ability this Pokemon gets is actually Sturdy ability too, which is rather interesting. This, you know what the mask this reminds me of? It actually reminds me of a Lego series called Bionicle. I had the original ones when I was a kid when they first come out. It might be a little bit too old for you people, but what these is, right? It was these Lego, and they came in like a canister. They were the coolest Lego ever. Like, I collected all of the original series. Has anyone ever heard of Bionicles before? That was a really, really cool. There was like this there was one called Onyx, and there was one that kicks a stone. There was one with a hook, one with a flaming sword, this ice one. Oh, man, it brings back the memories, you know? Anyway, we got a Shiny Hooper unbound now, man. The hack shinies are just coming out of the woodwork here. So little Timmy went for a Terra Timmy, and it's a Terra Psychic. So I'm going to be setting that leech seed up here, and I've got this really defensive set now that I've got here. So we've got max health, max defense, and I've actually managed to live those drain punches pretty well. So I'm going to go for a hit in the hole. He landed in there, and here comes another drain punch. So I managed to actually take out the Hooper with the damage that I did, and Hooper obviously is getting outspeed here, which is really, really good too. So like even with no EVs in speed, it's still outspeeding a couple. 110 is actually pretty good in base. So we're going to whack that Hooper out of this battle and whack it straight, 6-pointer right into the bin there, and we've got 2 more Pokemon. Next is going to be Giratina. Giratina, well, hopefully I'm a Giratina winner. It's going to be exerting its pressure. So now I'm going to go for my favorite healing move, and I'm going to be healing myself up here very, very nicely. Now, Giratina is going to go for a defog. Okay. Interesting. I wonder what they got planned there. I just went for Leech Seed. I threw them up. There truly wasn't a lot I could do to Giratina. It actually wore me pretty well. It's going to go for a Dragon Tail, so phasing me out there. Not doing a lot of damage, though. Now, the next Pokemon to come in here is going to be the Ogerpon. This is the I nearly said Hearthstone there. That's like a card game, is it? And we got Hearthflame. I've never played that before. Anyway, what I'm going to try and do here is get some damage with Ivy, but there's not a lot I can really do. So Giratina is going to go for a Earthquake here. That is neutral. It's about a 3-hit KO. I do have those Leech Seeds flowing beautifully on the field too. So getting some help back here on the half lane. I'm going to swap them out, and we're going to go into Wellspring, which is the water one. So what mask, now you've seen them all, what one do you like the best? I have to say, personally for me, I like the Cornerstone the best. These are really, really cool. They're all actually really, really cool. I like the idea of, them wearing and getting different abilities and stats. Really, really cool. So this one, I had Fling on this moveset, so I tested it out. I was like, can I fling a mask on one of these Pokemon that isn't the base Teal mask one? So I went for Fling, and unfortunately it failed. So I was hoping you could fling the mask for some disrespect, and then you'd revert back to the normal Ogerpon, but it didn't work. So Fling does not work with this move. So that's going to be the Giratina, and we've got a little Timmy Kyogre here. So swapping that out and going into my Cornerstone one. And this can't do too much. We've got a double-edged Kyogre. Only on PIMPNITE Shadow. We got some solid recall, and they're going to back that up one with a Hydro Pump. Big Pump Daddy. That is the end of the Ogerpon. It tried its best. Next Pokemon's going to be Hearthflame. We got that Mold Breaker, and I want to see if I can, make them a little bit salty. So I swapped out and went into Wellspring, because Wellspring has got Water Absorb as the ability. Now that's going to be healing me up there too. Lots of help back. I got so much there you go. I almost got as much help as Shijinja gets back when it uses our Leech Life. Anyway, so Kyogre's going to go for a double edge here. I did a little swap out here, and then I went into back into my half lane because I wanted to use the Horn Leech. Now Kyogre took this opportunity to go for a Water Spout. I'm like, and I lived on 16 health, and now I can go for a Horn Leech, and that is going to be enough to take out the pink Kyogre. And that's it, people. That is the end of the second battle. Man, I hope that if you get a shiny Volcanion and Hooper and all the gang like that, like Hooper Unbound, Volcanion, just throw them in the bin, you know, just get an easy 3-pointer. Anyway, McLovin, release those Pokemon. Let's get on to battle number 3. This is a battle, I have no idea who this is, but we have got a mighty Chimecho lead. Also, this battle, I wasn't actually recording at the start either, so it was kind of like messed up. I was sort of doing some battles, like, oh, quick, I have to record this. So, unfortunately, I didn't get all of re-recorded, but I got, like, the main section, just not, like, the end and stuff. Anyway, so I'm going to be going for my attacking... Oh, I didn't tell you the EVs and what this set was. So, this is the Ivy move for sure. I use it on all of them, so that is a water move. We've got Fling, which obviously doesn't work, which I changed Fling in the future to Spikes. And I gave it Charm, and of course, my favorite healing move. Hey, look, that mask actually looks kind of sad, like it's crying, you know what I mean? So on Body Aspect gives me a +1 in Special Defense. So as you can see, we've got the Grass one giving a +1, or the Teal mask giving +1 in Speed. We got the Hearthflame giving a +1 in Attack. We got the Cornerstone in defense, and then we got Wellspring in special defense. So that's all the stats it gets. We got a Stonjourner swapping in here, and they're going to go for a Terra Flying. So I smell a rat there when it came out too. I knew what they were trying to do. I was like, you're going to try and go for Body Press here. They're going to try and sweep me with one of my favorite Pokemon. I like Stonjourner. Like, in Generation 8, my favorite, first two favorite Pokemon was Cramorant and Stonjourner. They're my two favorites. So I can't lose to one of my favorite Pokemon. Wait a second. Those balloons, like, how do they even lift Stonjourner up? You know, like, they're massive. These must be these massive healing, like, helium balloons, something like that. Speaking of helium, has anyone ever, like, put a helium balloon in their mouth and then, like, you speak and then you have a really, like, high, like, Mickey Mouse voice? Anyway, back to the battle there. It's got a Lumberry Rest and Body Press and Iron Defense. Now, I was trying to get a crit here desperately. I finally rolled one there, and it's going to hit me with a Body Press. So I managed to get a couple of hits off here. The second one absolutely wasn't going to take it out, and Stonjourner is going to step on me. But it was a pretty good effort anyway. I'm pretty happy with that. Now, that is the end of my Wellspring. And now we're going to go into the Cornerstone. So I went for the Ivy move, and that is going to take out the Stonjourner, which is very, very good. It's super effective. Super, super effective. Now, is it Kugel? Is that it? Like, yeah, I think it's Kugel. I don't know. I probably got that wrong. Anyway, we got a poor mod here. I'm going to go into my Cornerstone. I probably pronounced it every single way that is wrong. So I'm going to hit by a close combat here. I'm going to get some spiky shield damage on the poor mod. Now, this actually has Sturdy as the ability, which is kind of funny because I thought I'd probably never have that activated unless I get hit by like a really like powerful water move or fighting move. But yeah, that actually happened. So I went for a healing move here. I tried to stall this out because I thought, well, I might be able to live that, you know, like close combat. Maybe it'll do 3/4 damage. I'll heal and then I'll hit it because all my moves are not going to be very effective. But, you know, after those close combats, it might do a, you know, pretty good sizable chunk of damage. So that's the end of half my team already. Now we're going to go into the Hearthflame here. I got the Mold Breaker happening. I was like, well, I have to really take this out now. It's way too threatening. So I just narrowly lived that, which is very, very good. And I can just finish off with any move here. We're going to go for the Ivy. It's like a little like beat 'em up stick, like a little what would you call it? It's like it's like a spiked club basically. Next Pokemon is going to be Belly Bolt here. Oh yeah, so what they had with this Belly Bolt is they had an attacking move on it, right? But they started stalling really, really like heavily and unnecessarily after. So Hearthflame's going to faint here. I was trying to get some help back there. I could have gone for a crit, but this Belly Bolt is obviously very, very tanky. So you'll get to see in a second. So I've got my last Pokemon here, which is my my Teal mask. And I was like, well, I may as well try and get a Focus Energy up and then go for a double base Power Stomping Tantrum. So I went for Focus Energy there. They went for Toxic. It's a Toxic stalling set because now they're going to obviously get it. And then I went for Focus Energy again. And they went for the attacking move here. They actually went for a Sucker Punch. So that one failed. And then I went for Focus Energy so I could get a deliberate fail to use double base Power Stomping Tantrum. I was like, this should do a good amount of damage here. The Belly Bolt almost takes it out, and then they just started stalling unnecessarily. Like, all they had to do here is go for Sucker Punch, and that was gonna, you know, that was going to end the battle. They're like, okay, well, I'll just wait for them to go Sucker Punch. But they kept going for Slack Off and Slack Off over and over again. And they want to make sure that, you know, my Pokemon died to Toxic for some reason. Even though they could have won, like, you know, 3 or 4 like turns or something ago. I don't know why they'll just go. I guess maybe they wanted to try and like waste my time or something like that. But yeah, they just kept going for Slack Off over and over again. But I thought that was a pretty cool battle up to the Belly Bolt unnecessary stalling part. So that we had the Chimecho and then we had the Stone Journey. That was pretty interesting. But anyway, people, that is the end of that battle. They ended up winning there by... They could have won 10 turns ago, but they wanted to stall out. Let's get on to the next battle here. So we've got battle number 4, and this... I have no idea who this was against. And we've got a Dusknoir lead. So Dusknoir's back in the mix here for the new Pokemon returning. And I've got my Hearthflame lead. So I've got Mold Breaker... And this is actually pretty interesting. So they frisked out my item. I know that was a surprise. And I went for Sword Dance. I'm like, well, like, it's not like I can be burned here by, like, Will-O-Wisp or anything like that, which is kind of a unique situation. So now if Dusknoir's going to go for Confuse Ray, I'm like, oh, this could actually be very, very good, or it could be very, very bad. You know what I mean? So I'm confused at the moment, and I got Knockoff. I got through it, and Dusknoir just gets rolled out like a lounging rug, which is very, very good. So it had the Spooky Plate as the item too. Now the next Pokemon is going to be Arcanine. Now on this Pokemon, I've actually got Superpower. Now considering it's a pretty good you know, attacker, I thought that'd be, you know, a nice idea to go for there. So I actually think, well, I'll go Superpower, get that +1 in attack in body, and just like see if I can get around this. So I snap out of Confusion. Sorry, Horn Leech. I didn't go for Superpower. I'm thinking about my other set. I went for the Horn Leech because it was neutral, and that took out the Arcanine. I'm like, oh man, that's bad for my opponent. Then they went into Ursaluna, and I was like, I smell a rat. I think they're going to go for Terra Normal here. I'm pretty sure they're going to go for Terra Normal. You know, try and lift my attack and then feint me with like a Facade, because this was like a gut set, and you know they were going to go for Facade. So we got the Terra from the opponent. I'm going to take a quick sip. Excuse me there. Code sold is 20 to 30% off on your G-Full order, people. You got to get some of those flavors. I'm having me some Shiny Splash right now. So we got the Ursaring Terra. I'm going to go for the Ivy, and that is going to be enough to completely decimate Ursaluna. I don't even know if that critical hit actually mattered there. It's so powerful. The last Pokemon on their team is going to be Zapdos here. I'm going to go for... It's very, very strong. That's another sweep there that I got in a 4v4. And those were no joke Pokemon too. Like, it just completely demolished them. So that is the end of the fourth battle. I'm gonna... Would you like to see some separate Pokemon sweeps for every one of the Ogerpons? Like, they're kind of different with their abilities. So you might see 4 different sweeps, like one of each. I could sort of like start working on that maybe latter end of this week. Like, let me know if you'd like to see those Pokemon sweeps there. Obviously, I know that I can get the Hearthflame one, so I got to come up with something that's, you know, a little bit more involved than that, I have to say. Anyway, next battle here. This one was again, I think it was David, and we have a Samurott Hisuian lead. Now, Samurott is going to be their Terra Pokemon. They're going for Terra Fighting, which is an interesting one to go for. Now, they managed to set up a couple of layers of the spikes on the field here, unfortunately. I'm going to go for my Ivy move there. Almost took it out, and they're going to go for a Ceaseless Edge. So getting you know, lots of damage on me. I actually managed just to lift that. Judging on the damage that they did to me, I don't think they were running max attack. I feel like they were running like more bulk. I don't know, like that should have done a little bit more to that because I wasn't really a bulky set. So that's the end of the Samurott. Now the next Pokemon's going to be Scissor. I'm like, well, I'll probably just go Bullet Punch, won't they? I went for Superpower. Now, instead of going for that Bullet Punch, they went for U-Turn. I guess they expected me to swap out, predicting the Bullet Punch, which I did. So it wasn't a bad play there. It was just a little bit, tiny bit of an over-prediction. But I definitely wasn't going to, you know, swap into another Pokemon there, considering, you know, the power of, like, U-Turn. So in comes back the best starter ever in the game, which is Infernape. I can't wait to use Infernape again. It's going to go for a Thunder Punch. I'm able to live that one really, really well, and that is definitely going to be the end of the Infernape there. I don't even need any attack EVs. So I might do, like... I have done a Chimchar evolution team, but I don't know. I have to think of something. Maybe I could do a new Monkeys team or something. I don't know. I have to have a look at that, but I do want to use... I do definitely want to use Infernape. Maybe we could do, like, a I wonder if I've ever done a 4th gen final evolution state. Like, you know, like, maybe I've already done that before. I don't know, but I know that I want to use Infernape. Anyway, so in comes Garchomp, another, you know, very, very quite a heavy counter to this team. I'm going to go into Cornerstone here. Now, this is actually pretty funny. I managed to take out this Garchomp with Earthquake, which is pretty impressive. And then I'm going to be setting up the Leech Seed here. Outside of the Leech Seed, I didn't really have a lot to hit this with at all. Now, I'm thinking to myself here, well, Scissor's not too much of a problem. It's got a little bit of health left, but it's mainly the other Pokemon they've got left. So I've got 4 Pokemon, and they've got 6 as well. So now Garchomp's going to go for an Iron Head. I got some extra spiky shield damage there. It's funny, because normally most of the time, you're taking damage from, you know, Garchomp's rough skin and stuff. So now I'm going to go for a Terra here. So like, I might as well go for the Terra this time, and we're going to Terra and get that +1 in defense. That looks really, really cool. It definitely, even got the hair as well. Got those little, it sort of looks like Giratina, what was it? Giratina, probably like the Origin Form's little tail things. Anyway, so I'm going to be healing up here. I'll be honest with you, I couldn't do a lot in this situation. I'd only had 1 other Pokeball left, and they had a really, really sweaty team too. So I had to, you know, see what I could do. So then they swapped out the Garchomp, predicting me to go for some more Spiky Shield. So I thought if I went for Spiky Shield earlier on, I might be able to bait them into doing some swaps, thinking that I'm going to go for that and then I could get some extra damage. So mostly throughout this little next section there, I pretty much predicted correctly every single turn. I don't think I missed a beat there. I continually predict them over and over again. This is a Body Press Great Tusk here, which is a very, very threatening Pokemon for sure. I had to deal with both of these Pokemon. What I was doing, right, I was sort of like making it so they'd swap, and I was like, if I can make it that they swap, I can eventually get an attacking move and take that Scissor out or one of their other Pokemon out. So I managed to get rid of Scissor, which wasn't too much of a problem now, and back came the Great Tusk. So I set the seeds up again. I know they're going to keep going for Body Press, but I was thinking if I could get that free turn of Leech Seed, and then again with the Spiky Shield, I might be able to wear this Great Tusk down like ever so slowly, right? Because obviously it's a very, very defensive build. So I went for that, and I was like, well, I can't do a lot here. I might as well just go for my signature move and see if I can actually feint this thing, because it's probably the most threatening Pokemon at the moment. So I went for another healing move here. I was like, we'll just let it stack up another couple of turns. It seems to be like, judging on Body Press's damage, it's like, it's a 3-hit KO, definitely with Leech Seed. So they pretty much need a critical hit to break through me here. I didn't have much of a choice here. I really had to, to stall to stay in the battle, you know. They had a very, very good advantage with more Pokemon right off the bat too. So here comes another Body Press. I'm on my last legs here. I like how it's got the big mask projection in front of Ogerpon too. So that's going to be the end of the Great Tusk swapping out there. And of course, now we've got the Garchomp swapping back in. So I went for Ivy on this turn. It did very, very good damage, but didn't quite take out the Garchomp. Garchomp, fortunately, was able to get an Earthquake off there. At that stage, I was like, I'm just going to let it faint. You know, I'm not going to do any more stalling. I've got one more Pokemon, which is the Hearthflame. I was like, well, I guess I can outspeed and take this Garchomp outright. And that's going to be the end of the Garchomp. Now, speaking of these Pokemon, I will be doing a moveset guide a little bit later on for Ogerpon. And what I'll do is I'll cover all the different masks. So I know there's been quite a few new people watching the moveset guides. Thank you so much for that. I really enjoy doing that series too. Like, I know it's not my most popular series, but I do appreciate the people that do watch that and stuff. It's basically the videos where I can share my thoughts and that sort of thing. Anyway, so they just brought in Click A to win Skeledirge, and I couldn't really do too much there because of Unaware. But a very, very impressive battle considering what, like, look at their team. I really couldn't do anything with my best Pokemon either, so that pretty much locked me down to 3 Pokemon, and, you know, my defensive and special defensive wall. Defensive wall doing a lot of work there. Anyway, last battle here, this one's against Ask or AAS, I don't know how to say that, and we got a Goldengo lead. Now, Goldengo is interesting, because I thought, well, if it's got Thunderbolt, I want to see how well I can take that. So if I go for the Terra here, I can get a +1 in special attack. So Golden actually went for a Trick here, which is the Trick is going to fail, and I went for the Spikes. I thought, well, I might as well try and set some Spikes up against this thing. I might be able to, you know, help out the rest of my Pokemon. Then they swapped out the Golden and went into Scissor. I was like, okay, fair enough. I just went for another Spikes here. I was trying to get like 3 layers of it up. So that was pretty good. So at this stage, I was like, well, I can go for an attacking move here. I guess I should because Scissor's, pretty scary Pokemon. So I went for the Ivy, and that takes it out with a crit there, which is very nice. So, I mean, what was Scissor really going to do there anyway? Next Pokemon is going to be Azumarill. They take some spikes damage. Like, I wonder if they can get a belly drum off here. They did not get a, unfortunately for me, they are going to get a belly drum off, and they just got it off too. So they got that +6 in attack here. Now I've lost Water Absorb due to me Terry, and that only does half my health, and I can take out the Azumarill. So they've got some definite, this is a whole sweaty team here. The next Pokemon was pretty interesting though. They had a Knockdown. It's like, oh, I wonder what Knockdown's going to do. So Knockdown's going to obviously be able to live this hit. I don't have any attack investment. And now it's going to go for Hypnosis. Hypnosis misses. And that also is a, that's it, people. That's another salty rage quit. That's it. Peace out, people.